On NSAS, tension as Niger Delta militants roll out 11-point demand. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Greenfield Media. We want to thank you specially for taking the time out to listen to us every other day. May God bless you in all that you do. Thank you very much for following us. And we'd like you to please like this post and share with your friends. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. So now let's get back to this story on the Niger Delta militants and the federal government. Militant groups from the 9 states of the Niger Delta region, which vowed to resume hostilities last Monday in support of NSAS protests, triggered fresh anxiety again this weekend as it presented 11 new demands to the federal government. The leader of the militants, under the auspices of the Reformed Niger Delta Avengers, RONDA, a self-styled Major General John Mark Ezonebi, in an electronic mail statement, said that the coalition had communicated multinational oil companies to evacuate their staff to avoid human casualties. RNDA stated, and I quote, "In support of the existing demands of the NSAS protest, we have added new demands that could stop the mayhem on foreign oil multinationals, oil and gas infrastructures, and the joint military task force involved in the Operation Crocodile Smile in the region. We have vowed to take the destiny of our region in our hands and kickstart the occupation of all the major oil wells and the oil platforms. We will also bring down all major crude oil production pipelines to zero." End of quote. First on the demands of the RNDA is, and I quote again, "urgent release of the 98 billion naira gas flare penalty fund to the host communities of the Niger Delta, which are funds domiciled in the Federation accounts through the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) by the International Oil Companies (IOC) as payment to compensate the communities being affected in the creeks of the Niger Delta due to their environmental pollutions and environmental hazard caused by the multinational companies." The group recalled President Muhammadu Buhari's administration withdrew $1 billion from the excess crude account sometime in 2019 to acquire heavy weapons to fight Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, adding, "This is wicked and insensitive to the peace accord signed with the people of the Niger Delta region, most especially the RNDA militant group that accepted the ceasefire agreement on 21st of August 2016, and nothing has been done so far. Secondly, we demand the total control of our God-given resources in the region. If some parts of the northern states are allowed to operate and will be given license to engage in illegal mining and sale of gold, it means it is time the people of the Niger Delta region, especially the Ijaw ethnic nationality, be given equal opportunity to go ahead with artisan and local refining of crude oil in the creeks without any form of intimidation and harassment from the Nigerian government as well. Thirdly, RNDA demands that riverine areas in the Niger Delta be connected to the cities with roads and bridges with provisions in the 2021 budget. A road project, for instance, should connect Warri to Ogula, Brutu local government area, which is a host to Forcados Terminal, producing over 1 million barrels of crude oil that contribute trillions of dollars to the federal government on a daily basis. Fourthly, the proposed 2021 budget, which appropriated billions of naira to the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, should be withdrawn and put on hold, and the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs should not be allowed to defend the proposed budget until the substantive board of the NDDC is inaugurated and sworn in by President Muhammadu Buhari. We also demand that Senator Godswill Akpabio be mandated to hold a town hall meeting with the traditional rulers, stakeholders, and leadership of the RNDA military group in the creek in order to show a genuine intention that the budget proposal will not witness embezzlement and diversion of funds to Akpabio and his cronies' pockets without any tangible and practical development in the creeks of the region. And we also demand immediate takeoff and reopening of the Buru seaport by the federal government, which should be included in the 2021 budget. More importantly, to the RNDA military group, we call for emergency review of the Revenue Allocation Act in order to give proper interpretation of the 13% derivation funds that will not be deposited in the hands of the so-called inhuman, wicked, corrupt-minded Niger Delta governors that has been pocketing the billions of naira on a monthly basis from the Federation allocation account without getting to the oil-producing communities in the creeks of the Niger Delta, and without any accountability to the long-neglected, emancipated oil-producing communities that are the original owners of the 30% derivation funds, according to Section 162, subsection 2 of the 1991 Constitution as amended. So we demand proper interpretation of this act by the Attorney General of the Federation as the chief law officer of the country, because the people of the Niger Delta oil-producing communities are tired of this perpetual man-made injustice caused by the so-called Niger Delta callous, inhuman, wicked, and corrupt-minded governors. We also called for a review for the 4-point agreement with the host communities of Nigeria, OSCOM, which was submitted to the federal government by the national chairman, Prince Mike Emu, and has not been approved up to date. The provisions of the agreement, which include 10,000 pipeline surveillance jobs to the oil-producing communities through the leadership of OSCOM, has not been approved. Yet, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, went ahead to award pipeline surveillance contract to one individual, Chief Captain Hosa Wells Okumbo, who is the managing director of Ocean Marine Solutions Nigeria, Ocean Marine Solutions Company, that is handling the pipeline surveillance security contract worth over $18.6 million annually just for OML 30, which is TFP pipeline security surveillance contract alone. Not to talk of the Trans-Ex Gravos Warri Kaduna pipeline amounting to over $20 million annually, and that of the Bonny Nembe Creek trunk pipeline surveillance job that is worth over $2.7 million contract in the creek of Niger Delta. RNDA and HOSCOM are not benefiting from these billion-dollar pipeline surveillance security contract jobs in the hands of one individual from Edo State, and the situation will not be accepted anymore in the creek as far as the pipeline surveillance security contract job is concerned. Therefore, RNDA demands the pipeline security surveillance job to accommodate the members of the reformed Niger Delta Avengers Group, who are over 5,000 in the creek, and we will no longer allow this to happen anymore in the creek, or else we'll bring down all the pipelines in our creek within the stipulated time of the ultimatum. Furthermore, we demand the release of the 10 licenses for modular refineries in the Niger Delta, which the federal government has not approved up to this moment. Yet the Federal Executive Council is approving billions and trillions every week in the presidency through the sales of our crude oil on $1.8 million to $2.2 million barrels on a daily basis, without any tangible results, the militants said. So the reformed Niger Delta Avengers, RNDA, has come out with a statement in support of the NSAS protest. They are about to go on their own, they have a unique way of doing their things, that they are going to protest most of the happenings in the petroleum industry. They are giving an 11-point ultimatum to the federal government to act now on these their demands. They are demanding for their own share of the pipeline security surveillance jobs. They are demanding for NDDC to be more accountable. They are making a whole lot of, legitimate demands. They are asking for resource control also. But is the federal government ever going to listen to any of this? I don't think so. The federal government is in a very tight spot right now with the NSAS protests, looting, and all kinds of unrest and instability caused by the NSAS protests. But we do not know what the federal government will do next. Let's see what will happen. Let us know what you think about the story in the comment section. Thank you for following us. Please stay safe out there, and God bless you.